So let's head off then. Other path ahead. Alright, okay. Okay, so we want to follow this one. Oh, okay, it looks like we're just following this river for a while. Not having much choice in the matter. Wild awakened waters. Zigzag. A ruin. What if we're coming close then? Yeah, a ruin. Guess it is in Steel Empire. Please wait, mistress. I found a silver knife. Just floating out there? Mistress, there is blood on the blade. But not much, but some. Can it help us track where it's from? I do not believe so. Except to say, this is Ioxian blood. Does the knife come from Iox? No. Someone traveled the nebula to stab another with this knife. I must admit, I failed to understand humans. Doesn't have an inscription on the hilt. I think this originates from the place we're after. We must be getting close. This will make the exact spot we're currently looking for easier to locate. That's good to know. You will turn right momentarily, mistress. Okay, turn right. Ah, these are the bits of ruins that we can look for. I don't know. So, if I go left... It's constantly sweeping the sail. Which way, 6? Stick with going to the left. I do not know, mistress. Right, so that's just... I keep heading left, I think. Do not turn right, mistress. Okay. That would lead us out of the area. Another ruin. A ruin! It is a ruin from the Steel Empire, mistress. This should only take a few moments, mistress. Chip sculpture. Must come from somewhere nearby. Carving's pretty poor. Must have been made very quickly. Base has been inscribed. Woohoo! This one is a fractured fragment. Impossible. Look at it again later. Wow. So I need to get back in. Okay. So this... Okay. So I just... This is so hectic. Feels good to be back on a real river again. Oh right, so we're just following this one. Because that one on the that one's flowing into us. Although on the left we couldn't have turned into it. We've not been down either of these paths before, but we want to go to the left. And then we want to go right. 26. 6. I do not know, mistress. I think it was to the right. What if it was heading right here? I think I might have just missed that ruin. So let's leave it and see where we end up. There's turning coming. Don't turn right. What are you talking about? We want to turn right. I'm ignoring you, 6. That way would take us away from this region. It's like, but looking at the map, it's pointing me exactly the way I want to go. Turn left here to continue searching. I can't turn left. Something up ahead. There's space enough to land. Okay. This is where the ancients carved their statues.
Sometimes when you find a place, you find it overflowing with humanity, with life, with joy, with family, with struggle. Flames that burn so brightly, they can still be seen as dancing shadows, hundreds, thousands of years later. And then other places are not like that.
That's all. Yeah, I didn't think it was. Okay, alright. This moon is barely habitable, mistress. Seems unlikely it was ever occupied. An overturned cart. Just like the one on the dig site where we met Saya. There's an inscription! Just above the dust. These symbols look new to me. Mistress, the cart is upside down. Right, of course. Okay. Okay. That's, day is for something. I believe you're correct. I believe you are correct with day, mistress. So the day is for masters. So yeah, probably work. I'm with robots as well. The day is for work. Does that work? I thought this place made sculptures. This doesn't seem right. Metal rail. A track leading to an opening. Were they quarrying? Or just carrying away the spare rock from the carvings? Here. It's an opening. It will be dark down there, mistress. I will try to stay close.
The wind died as we entered the tunnel.
It opens up ahead.
The air was ice cold. and smelled of rust. Then we came out into a wide open space. Through all the murky dark, I could make out shapes, clinging like spiders to the rock.
I do not like it here, mistress. Mistress, the chasm in the rocks appears extremely deep. Proceed with caution. Crates. Yes. If we could open these, it might tell us what this place was for. But they're nailed shut. Hello. Symbols. Do not something work. Do not time stop. Yeah, do not stop work. Change my mind, but do not stop work. Ramps. Oh. You noticed? Of course I noticed. Ramps means robots. Place wasn't made for people at all. That would make sense, mistress. Robots would not object to the conditions here. So did they use robots to make the sculptures? Can robots do that kind of thing, Six? After a fashion, mistress. What do you mean, after a fashion? They can reduce sculptures from internal representation, mistress. They're less good at than humans at holding chisels and reaching up. Do you think robots made the sculpture on Mercy? No, mistress, I do not. The carvings of that statue was frankly average. Okay. It's exactly like the turret we saw before. On the crater moon with the ramps. It must be from a similar period. There we go. Control room. Control panels. Position with a view out over the chasm. I've seen this design before. These are for robots. Any inscriptions? No. I would have expected something. No doubt whoever used the panel knew what it was for. Let's try turning it on. See if it still works. And if it does, and it causes this chamber to collapse... Who would make a control panel like that? A mining operation reliant on explosive charges? If that happens, you can hopper us out. Assuming the rubble does not block the line of sight required. That's not going to happen. Ah. Human optimism. I have never understood such an obvious evolutionary flaw. Very well, mistress. Let me see. Yes, I comprehend. The control requires me to stay in proximity to it, mistress. Otherwise it will reset. Why? Why would a robot need to guard a bridge control like that? It is not tiring, thankfully. Right, okay, well, I'll be right back. I am actually going to have a look down here, because this now has broken the crates, I think. And there's also an inscription. There's an inscription just above the dust. I know. You are something of Nebula. Sure, my translation for Nebula is correct now. Boom. Flow. Home. Place of the nebula? Blood of the nebula. Blood of the nebula kind of makes sense. And you have got that element of flow from here, haven't you? Yeah. You're the blood of the nebula. I suppose a robot could push a cart along a rail easily enough. Oh, I thought I'd broken the crates and I can now see what was in it. Oh. Well, let's see what's on the other side of this kind of bridge we've just created. Oh, hello. Almost closed. Almost closed, but stuck on something. Nebula something, blood you provide. Drinks. Yeah, I think that fits. If assuming blood is right. Nebula drinks the blood you provide. What was this place? Mine for some kind of core resource?
Once, I'd found a hangar underground on Elbereth.
Hope these things were soundly built. 6! I hear you, mistress. Let it go, 6!
It had been made to house rows and rows of ships. A whole fleet of them.
Yes, there you go.
This place could have swallowed that place without a burp.
I still cannot reach you, mistress. The iron cart has moved, but there is a gap. I cannot jump. Perfect. That's a bit mean. I thought we liked 6 now. The rails continue up there. There's no way I can jump that gap. No way that anyone could. Mistress! Unbelievable.
A narrow shelf of rock jutting from the chasm wall. Grey buildings watched me with empty eyes.
Any of these we can go into? Yes. Cloth. Beds. People slept in here. Suppose it was obvious there were people here. What would robots do with all this? They're the masters after all.